Alright, hello and welcome back to our lore playthrough of Dark Souls Remastered. Let's just continue, shall we? Oh. Oh. Why are you doing me like this? Oh. Oh. It usually doesn't go that far out. Behind this wall here, there's an enemy that we can cheese a bit by killing him through the wall. There's a little bit of a trap there. Get a black fire bomb that you could also have as a starting item, as we talked about last episode as well. Making use of our leap attack there. Very useful especially in the beginning where with these enemies. Okay. Just want to make sure that I don't fall off with him. We don't want to do that. We have a little scorch mark on the bridge up there. That's the great bridge that we're gonna move on to later on. And I think when we get here is pretty much the first time. Well, when we get up to the Undead Berg, really, is when we, for the first time, can see the wall up there. That's the outer wall of Anor Londo. Anor Londo being the city of the gods. Down there, I think that's the bridge at the Valley of the Drakes, isn't it? Not 100% sure there. The connectivity of the world and how it all just fits together very perfectly is just one of those things that the Dark Souls players love. It's just one of the things that this game is just renowned for. Something that is very special in a game like this. Something that they completely failed in Dark Souls 2. Over here we can get some gold pine resin. I don't think there's really anything interesting with the rare pine resin, which emits golden sparks, applies lightning to right hand weapon. Affected weapon inflicts rare lightning damage, making it effective against targets which are resilient to both magic and fire. Resilient to both magic and fire. Very effective against dragon family foes. It's very convenient that we get that very close to a boss fight. There's a little bit of a trap there that we can avoid. Holy donkey doodle! I almost fell down. It wouldn't have been the worst thing in the world, but I'm always afraid of this little area down here. You can actually go down here and fall off. Alright, let's try this again. Oh man. The platforming in this game. You, I mean, I kind of wanted to show that I'm not gonna try it again, but you can plop down there, and then you can jump to a ledge down there as well, like, and you will end up on this path here. This is where you will jump to from up there. But here we have the first Dark Knight. Black Knight, I mean. If you just walk up to him and you wait until the very second that he is gonna try to turn around. Well, when he starts turning around, that's when you can backstab him. It's really typical that I start messing up the parries just because I'm recording. But that's what happens, I guess. The Black Knights with the swords is usually very easy to... Oh, we got the Black Knight sword as well. Cool. I was hoping for that. They're usually pretty easy to parry, but parrying them here is not typically what you do the first time you play the game, I guess, because they're kind of hit hard, but they are actually a really good enemy to practice your parries on. If you don't want to do it on the normal just hollows and stuff, they are also really good. Might actually be better than the Black Knights because they don't hit as hard. But yeah, we have the Black Knight sword. Great sword of the Black Knights who wander Lordran, used to face chaos demons. The large motion that puts the weight of the body into the attack reflects the great size of their adversaries long ago. So the interesting thing here is the Black Knights who wander Lordran. That is a nod back to what they were actually supposed to do in the game. The Black Knights, they were supposed to wander Lordran, and you were supposed to be able to meet them in just random spots throughout the entire game. Sadly, they removed that. I'm not sure if they just couldn't make that work the way they wanted to or whatever, but during development they removed that, and the Black Knights are now all of the Black Knights now have static spawns where they can appear. And this Black Knight and pretty much every single Black Knight except for the ones in the Kiln of the First Flame, they all none of them will respawn either. On this corpse here we find the blue tearstone ring, which is kind of a useless ring, to be honest with you. It will increase your defense quite considerably, but it only does it when you're very close to dying anyway, so it's not gonna help you unless you have a kind of an extreme amount of vitality. The ring being from Katarina though is quite interesting because there is a theory about the ring that that corpse that we find the ring on is actually the wife of Siegmeyer, because we will find out later on in the game that for now we haven't even met Siegmeyer, but we're gonna find out that he is his wife is dead, and the fact that that corpse, that ring is from Katarina, and like a bit of loosely based theories. Some people actually think that corpse is Siegmeyer's wife. We cannot say for sure that it is or isn't, and I'm not very familiar about the whole theory about that, but there is like a theory that she was in cahoots with the gods and whatnot to imprison Havel and help in doing that. But yeah, that's just kind of loose theories. So we have the Great Bridge again with the little scorch mark on it. We have the first Bell of Awakening up there. You can see Sen's Fortress over there. And yeah, we cannot see the little chapel yet that Andre is in. We're almost at the point where we could see the Duke's archives up next to Anorlando, but we can't do that just yet. And there we don't really have much. There are a whole bunch of like really tiny tidbits of the countries surrounding Lordran as well, but we don't really get a whole lot of information about the other world or the other countries, what they are all about. Well, I mean, we get a pretty good look of what other countries are really known for, like Vinheim being the sorcery type place and whatnot. We get some information, but not a whole lot of it. We're coming up to a boss fight here, and one of the things that the game have taught you so far with the tutorial boss is plunging attacks. So you can engage the boss and climb back up here and do the plunging attack on him. But if you wait too long up there, and it's actually not very long that you can wait, but if you wait too long up there before plunging onto the boss, then he will actually jump up there, and you will have to fight him there or jump down here again. I don't particularly like doing it that way, and I don't really condone such behavior. I'd like to take him on just head on. You know, I've done playthroughs of this game where I don't die a single time, but as soon as you start recording something, it just all goes to crap. One of the things that I think Dark Souls succeeds with exceedingly well is the music in boss fights in particular. I think they really set the tone very well. Okay. Looks like my character is bored.
Ah, hello. You don't look hollow, far from it. I am Solaire of Astora, an adherent of the Lord of Sunlight. Now that I am undead, I have come to this great land, the birthplace of Lord Gwyn, To seek my very own son. You find that strange? Well, you should. No need to hide your reaction. I get that look all the time.
And he says that now that I'm undead, I've come to Lordran to seek my very own son. So he has become undead. He was human, but he has turned undead.
Oh, aha. So I didn't scare you. I have a proposition, if you have a moment.
We don't know if he has done it on his by his own free will, or if something turned him undead. We will know later on that he actually chose to become an undead and chose to come here to search for his very own son.
The way I see it, our fates appear to be intertwined. In a land brimming with hollows, could that really be mere chance? So what do you say? Why not help one another on this lonely journey? This pleases me greatly. Well then, take this. We are amidst strange beings in a strange land. The flow of time itself is convoluted, with heroes centuries old phasing in and out. The very fabric wavers, and relations shift and obscure. There's no telling how much longer your world and mine will remain in contact. But use this to summon one another as spirits, cross the gaps between the worlds, and engage in jolly cooperation. Of course, we are not the only ones engaged in this, but I am a warrior of the sun. Spot my summon signature easily by its brilliant aura. If you miss it, you must be blind. Oh, hello there. I will stay behind to gaze at the sun. The sun is a wondrous body, like a magnificent father. If only I could be so grossly incandescent.
So he's talking about his search for his very own son. I don't think he means the literal son. I'm not even sure that Solaire himself knows what he's searching for. He knows that he's searching for his son, but I'm not completely sure that he is aware of what he is searching for. I think he's just searching for meaning, really. Some kind of meaning in life. He is also kind of explaining how the co-op works in this game, and how the game is how the game's online function works, and tries to give a little bit of lore into why the player characters have their own separate worlds, but they can still interact with each other, where we can be summoned and summon other people to bridge the gap between our worlds. And the same thing, of course, happening to him as well. Like, he's supposedly a visitor in our world. I'm gonna do a little bit of reading here. Just use up some of our souls. But we got the soapstone there, the item that will allow us to summon and be summoned. I'm gonna use the NPC summons for bosses just to show them off. It's honestly not something that I wanna do. I rather not do it, but for the sake of this playthrough, I'm gonna try to get as many of them as I can. They're usually more of a hindrance than anything, to be honest. They can be helpful for people that are new to the game. They usually, because they feel more confident when fighting bosses with summons, but when you're a bit familiar with the game, you don't really You don't really need to have it, and it's usually easier without them. The Hellkite Drake you can get the Drake sword from, which is an excellent starting weapon, and you can do that from here by just shooting the tail with a bow that you can buy from the undead merchant in the burg. So you can do that, and it took me about 3 minutes to do on a different character that is not leveled up at all. So if you wanna spend 3 minutes doing that, then go right ahead. You can also get his weapon by hitting the tail when he drops down into onto the bridge here, which I'm gonna try to do. I'm not sure if my weapon is actually strong enough to do this, but we're gonna make an attempt. So there we go. Okay, we got it. He's probably gonna get me with some fire here. No? Okay. So that's one way that you can go about getting the Drake sword as well. And now that we are in here, he's gonna leave us. It looks so amazing. I love this shot. Like this is one of my favorite shots in the entire game, when he flies away. It's so majestic. And if you reset this area, he will. Well, if you reset the area and you're on the other side of the bridge, then he will reappear. Because we have only cut his tail, we haven't killed him yet. I'm probably not gonna kill him. I usually don't, because if you kill him, you just get a bunch of souls. But the weapon is a really good way of getting through the starting bit of the game easily. Takes 16 strength and 10 dexterity to wield, which is fairly low for this type of weapon. But you see that the base damage of it is 200. The longsword has 80, and the reinforced club is 97 that we have. The problem with the Drake swords is that they don't have any scaling at all. It doesn't scale with strength or dexterity or anything, whereas the reinforced club does. The reinforced club, I think, will go get up to a B or an A scaling in strength when you've upgraded it. So basically, at the base value, the Drake sword is super good to use in the beginning. This sword, one of the rare dragon weapons, is formed by a drake's tail. Drakes are seen as undeveloped imitators of the dragons, but in they are likely their distant kin. It's just a weird sentence there. But they are likely their distant kin. Okay. The sword is imbued with a mystical power to be released when held with both hands. You can send away like a shock wave with it if you do an R2 with it wielding with both hands. I don't think I can do it because I don't have it. Well, I could, but we don't wield it very well because I'm not strong enough. Oh wait, I actually am. Yeah. I forgot that I am with both hands. I can wield it perfectly fine with both hands, but I can't one-hand it because I'm not strong enough. Anyway, that is a really nice weapon to pick up in the beginning if you want a very solid weapon to get you through pretty much half of the game without upgrading it at all. After that, the other weapons will be much better than the Drake sword, because it falls short very hard when when scaling and upgrading becomes more of a thing. I would say that you can easily have the Drake Sword up until at least Sense Fortress, maybe even all the way through Sense Fortress before switching it up. But I would not suggest using Drake Sword throughout the entire game. I'm not gonna use it because we're fairly soon we're gonna go get up to the Boulder Knight so that I can actually farm for the weapon that I want to use in this playthrough. So we are gonna switch away from this reinforced club fairly soon here, but. A bit of a Titanite chunk from the Black Knight there. It's a really nice upgrading material for us for later. So in this area, if you actually charge up, if you run up into the right here, I'm gonna go there, but I just want to explain what you can do if you want to get through this area quickly. If you run up the stairs to the right, and then you just continue running and like jumping off of the bridge with the two archers standing up there. If you jump past that and you just run through the gate, you can actually get through the gate before the gate is closed, which will allow you to go through this without having to go around the whole thing. Because there's this guy going in there now to close the gate, so you have ample time to go in there and kind of kill him before he closes the gate. Well, I mean, he can just close the gate and you be on the other side, and then you just open the gate again. Kind of messed this up because now I'm in a little bit of a pickle here. Come on. Sometimes the jump attack on these guys will actually make them drop their guard before you like right before you hit them, because you get so close to them that they think that they can start attacking you. Which usually works fairly well, but this time it didn't. Here, very conveniently placed, is some Alluring Skulls. That is... we have a guy running up here again. Right now, when I want to show off the skulls. And for anyone who is new to the game or haven't played it before, like I kind of show off a lot of the times I show off a very beginner friendly type of playing, because I love using the shield, and I'm not in a hurry to kill enemies. Like you just take it easy and you use your shield to your advantage. Just remember, if you use your shield a lot, just make sure to drop it when you don't need to have it up, because you lose stamina recovery like crazy if you have your shield up. Like if I just dodge away my stamina and then I raise my shield, like the stamina recovery is really slow compared to if I don't have the shield up. Anyway, Alluring Skulls, they are just used to attract enemies to certain areas, like a bonfire. Well, a pyre, I should say. I shouldn't say bonfire, because bonfire is a completely different thing in this game. And doing that on that guy will just kind of wanted him to come a little bit closer because he has the special plunging attack that we managed to get anyway. But that. And they sometimes drop their helmet as a their kind of their head as a helmet that you can use. A lot of people that I've seen that have played this for the first time, they've been lucky and gotten that on this skill, and they've kind of used that throughout the entire game, which I always found kind of amusing because I love the aesthetic of that shield. Not the shield, the helmet. I also think that but I'm not entirely sure. But I think that that helmet is the only thing that type of enemy can drop, and there are only 3 of those enemies in the entire game, and they don't respawn. And I think that their drop table works just as the symbol of avarice does with the mimic. That if you kill all of them, then you are 100% guaranteed to get that helmet, just like it is with the symbol of avarice from the mimic chest. If you kill all of them, then you will get the item. It's actually how the gargoyle stuff works as well. The gargoyle halberd, helmet, and is it a shield for them too? I think maybe. It doesn't go for the axe though. The axe you have to get the tail cut from, but you have at least two chances to get the axe. And here we appear on the top level of this, so you can see the closed gate there that they closed for us, and down there is where we kill the big boar. So instead of going all the way this way through that we have done now, you could have just run past all of it and bolted through the gate before we got there. You would have missed out on the mystery key though, but yeah, there's a basic cell key. And if we move up on this, just like the Black Knight earlier, we can get the backstab. And just like the Black Knight, if you start your attack just as he starts turning around, then you will be close enough and you will get the backstab. He will get the Knight Shield, which is 100% physical resistance shield, which is really good, but it's kind of heavy, and our heater shield that we're carrying now is much lighter, but it also has 100% physical. Here we have one thing that I like pointing out because I find it very interesting, is how the sound design of the game works, because we can attract that hollow over there, that Hollow Knight. We can make him start searching for us. He doesn't do a very good job of it, but we can make him aware of our existence by hitting this wall that I'm standing at. But the interesting thing is that it doesn't work if you do it with a wooden weapon or a wooden shield. If I would switch to the wooden shield and do this, it doesn't work. But if I was to use like a long sword, for example, as a weapon, or my heater shield, which is a metal shield, he can hear me. So now he starts searching for me. Like I said, he's not very good at searching, but he tries. He tries his best. It's just one of those things that I like pointing out because I find it very interesting that it works that way. and that the developers actually thought about that. I think it's pretty cool. It's a level of detail that that most games would not have. I feel like. And these Boulder Knights, they actually have the sword that that we're gonna go through the rest of the game with. And I am gonna stop and farm these ones a little bit, but why can I not parry you today? My parries are completely off today. There are two types of Boulder Knights. One of them is wielding the well, some of them wield the Boulder Side Sword that we want, and another type of them has the rapier, which we kind of don't want. Here we find the basement key, which is going to be very important to us later on. Opens the narrow passage leading below at the far face of the great bridge in the Undead Burg. It's kind of a weird way of explaining it, but I guess they did it the best they can. The lower Undead Burg is a treacherous place. Do not turn your back on the wily thieves or the wild dogs who serve the Capra demon. So we get a little bit of an information there where to go to use this key, but we're gonna use that a little bit later because for now we wanna continue towards our next bonfire, really. Because we by now we have moved not super far, but we've moved long enough that we kind of wanna get a new save spot. Oh, we got the hollow shield, hollow knight shield. This also being a 100% physical reduction shield, so it's a really good shield to have in the beginning as well. There's a little broken down like chapel or whatever it is building, and we can now hear the soothing sound of a blacksmith at work. Get ourselves bonfire. I'm actually gonna kindle this one too. I kind of like kindling this one. We have the extra humanity anyway. I'm not too stingy with using up my humanity. Over here we have the Sense Fortress that we saw before as well from afar. But now we can see it up close, and someone has already made his way here.
Oh, forgive me. I was absorbed in thought. I am Siegmeyer of Katarina. Quite honestly, I've run flat up against a wall, or a gate, I should say. The thing just won't budge, no matter how long I wait. And oh, have I waited. So here I sit, in quite a pickle, weighing my options, so to speak. Still closed. Still closed.
So he really wants this gate to be opened, but his solution to getting the gate open is to wait. Siegmeyer is a master procrastinator, and we're gonna see more of that throughout the game. We're gonna go through his storyline all the way through. And here we have Andre. Andre was one of the first characters. I think he was the the first character made for this game, which is one of the reasons why he's so detailed compared to others. He actually moves his mouth when you speak to him, and like his hair and everything. He just looks very, very good compared to other NPCs in the game. He's very glossy too. And as I said before, he was supposed to be the Gwyn's firstborn son, and was supposed to be super interesting and important to the lore and the story of the entire franchise, but they changed it for some reason. I'm not sure why, but as Andre stands right now in the game and the franchise, he is just a blacksmith.
Well, you must be a new arrival. I'm Andre of Astoria. If you require smithing, then speak to me.
And as I said before, like I say that he's just a blacksmith. I mean, gameplay-wise, he's kind of one of the most important characters in the game, because without upgrading your equipment and stuff, then you would be in for a pretty bad time. But he doesn't have any really interesting dialogue right now. We will get a little bit of interesting information from him later on when we have some embers to offer him. But for right now, he's just gonna explain to us how the upgrading system works, and that's not really something that we need to go through. And here we can see that we have 2 Titanite shards. I wanna upgrade my club to +5. We can't actually get that because we don't have enough souls.
Get yourself
I'm just gonna use up some of my souls, well, kind of all of them, to get that, because having the reinforced club upgraded to 5 is gonna be very, very useful for us in one area coming up very soon. And also when I
you need
farm for the Baldur's Swag sword. So now we have 9, and that is exactly what we need for reinforcing the club up to +5. We can get to +5 with him right now, but we cannot get it any further because we need to find the large ember first. And
don't get yourself killed.
we have a little bit to go before we get to that. But for now, we're gonna sit down here, and we are going to go and get some endurance. We're gonna head back up to the church. Gonna finish off a few things before getting the sword. I'm gonna equip the fire bombs because I'm gonna attempt to show an easy way of taking care of an enemy that is sometimes causing people a lot of problems, including me. They are really not nice this early on in the game. Over here we have the knight. We could see him earlier on when we were standing on the other side of the church, but now we can finally hit him. But we want to take him out here just so that we can fight him man to man. So this guy is a knight of Baronique. Hopefully he will drop something from his gear that would be nice. The club also being an excellent weapon against heavily armored things, compared to the sword, the club is usually much better in that regard, because the clubs usually have way more like stability damage to stagger enemies and whatnot, but especially against heavily armored enemies in the beginning, this weapon is going to be very useful for us. Sadly, he only dropped the Titanite shard. He always drop a Titanite shard, I think. We head in here. Have the altar of the church. There's a whole lot of lore that you could actually infer from all of these like paintings and in engravings and whatnot, and the statue. You could guess that this statue is of Gwyn's wife and their firstborn son, maybe. Who the firstborn son is like the big mystery of this game, which we now know what that is kind of all about, thanks to Dark Souls 3. But even playing through this the entirety of Dark Souls 1, we don't know who the firstborn is, and there's so many different theories about that, because it's such an interesting part of the lore. And some people would say that this is a statue of Gwyn's wife and the firstborn. We have a Firekeeper soul on there, which is a very interesting item, both out of gameplay and lore implications. This one is kind of just a bog standard Firekeeper soul. Later on we will find Firekeeper souls that are more individual, more specific to the actual Firekeeper that we get it from, but this one you're not really supposed to know what this Firekeeper is all about, like what type of person this Firekeeper was. But it says, each Firekeeper is a corporeal manifestation of her bonfire and a draw for the humanity which is offered to her. Her soul is gnawed by infinite humanity and can boost the power of precious Estus flasks. So she's the corporeal manifestation of her bonfire. So she's manifesting the bonfire, and the soul is a draw for infinite humanity. Like it never ceases to have a draw for the humanity that people offer, and in that way you kind of, when you offer up a Firekeeper soul, that's how you upgrade your Estus flask as well. We will talk more about the Firekeepers when it becomes a little bit more relevant, I guess. Up here on the upper floor we have a channeler that can cause a whole lot of problems, because he has a lot of just hollows around him, like a dozen of them or something. I haven't never counted them actually, but I think it's more than 10. And he can actually buff all of them. He can also shoot us from over there. So if we came in here and we fought the Berenice Knight in this room, for example, he could start shooting us. Right now we're out of range from him though, so he is not aggroed on us yet. But one way that I like to take care of him is to walk down here in the dead center, and then if we aim up, throw firebomb, I think that is it, yeah. And 2 firebombs takes care of him. So now we don't have to worry about him buffing the enemies around him and shooting. So now we can go up here if this Berenice Knight will, not Veronique Knight. This Boulder Knight will allow us to. Now he has his freaking parry stance out. Luckily he cannot parry a jumping attack. So if we came up here and these guys were all buffed from him, then you would... I would probably die off of one hit from these if they were buffed, I think. Ah. This is definitely the one of the downsides about this weapon. Fighting these many enemies in a tight corridor is not excellent with this. 6, 8, 9, 10. There's 10 of them there. Was there 10? I think there was 10 in total. Okay. I kind of thought there were more, but I've never counted them before now. With the reinforced club upgraded to +5, we can one-shot them with an R2, two-handed R2. I'm not sure if the one-handed would do the trick, but before that we could only one-shot them with a parry or a repose after doing a parry. In here we will get use of our standard prison key. Why a church has a prison like this, or if this is even supposed to be a prison, I'm not sure. Like if this is supposed to be something completely different and they've just ended up using it as a prison, I'm not sure. But usually there's not prisons in a church. I feel like I haven't been to many churches in my life, but yeah.
Still human, are you? Then I am in luck. Could you help me? As you can see, I am stuck without recourse. Thank you. Yes, sincerely. I am Knight Lautrec of Karim. I truly appreciate this. And I guarantee a reward. Only later.
The Lautrec is captured in here for some reason. Not entirely sure why, but we're gonna follow his quest line, and he's a bit of a devious character. I really love his voice acting. I think it's excellent. He's very reminiscent of a character in Demon Souls as well. I think they actually had the same voice actor for them too. But I'm not super familiar with Demon Souls, and I cannot remember what the character is called. But I will probably edit that in if I can find that information again. So now going down here, this is the elevator that is broken, that the Crestfallen bro mentioned. And if we jump off here, we can get a key that we will need for later. Now that little jump over is one of the reasons why I really love the remaster over DS1 with the 60 FPS thing. Because in remaster you can just do that normally, whereas in the Dark Souls 1 with 60 FPS the jumping becomes kind of iffy, and it can get really hard to get over there. If you're struggling just dodge rolling over there, it's actually easier to do it if you're mid rolling and not fast rolling like I am. Then you will have a little bit more of a lenient roll to get over there. we have the crow there. A lot of people actually think that the crow is Velka, the goddess of sin, because the crow has like there's so much symbolism between Velka and crows and whatnot. I'm not sure if I think that is true, but that this actual crow would be Velka. I don't think that, but why the crow takes undead between here and the asylum, I honestly don't know. Now we're back at the very start, and we can just rest up here a little bit, and we head down here where Lautrec is now chilling in front of our firekeeper. So with the firekeeper soul that we got from the church, we can go to Anastasia and we can reinforce our Estus flask. Like I said, she cannot talk. She doesn't have a tongue. We'll be able to speak to her later, but we have to go through some nonsense before that.
Ah, hello there. I have your reward. Please accept it.
A sunlight medal.
I am grateful to you for freeing me. Not enough for you? Well, let's not be greedy now.
Sunlight medal being this faintly warm medal engraved with the symbol of the sun is the ultimate honor awarded to those who summon the warrior of sunlight and complete a goal. The summon represents Lord Gwyn's firstborn, who lost his deity status and was expunged from the annals, but the old god of war still watches closely over his warriors. So that's the first reference to the Gwyn's firstborn, who we don't know anything about, but he is a god of war that was very, very worshipped by some people in the world, which makes him very interesting. I mean, he's the god of war, and for some reason he was expunged from the annals and like excommunicated from Anor Londo and everything. And we will see later that most of the memory over him is just kind of gone.
You again. What is it? Our futures are murky. Let's not be too friendly now.
The interesting thing to think about here, though, is like, why does Lautrec have a sunlight medal? Like, did he kill a sunlight bro, a sunlight warrior, or did he summon a sunlight warrior for some reason and got the medal that way because they completed a goal together? We can't really know for sure, but we will find out more about Lautrec later on, and he's definitely not a sunlight bro himself, so he did not have any reason to have the medal on him for that reason, so to speak. Now we are gonna go through and do Lautrec's storyline in this playthrough, but the kind of normal way of taking care of Lautrec would look something more like this, and doing that would net you with a lovely ring of favor and protection, which is an excellent ring, especially in the beginning of the game. But we're gonna go through and do his quest line, and you will, if you haven't seen it before, then you will you will understand by the end of it why people usually tend to take care of Lautrec in other ways than doing his entire thing. And that leads us up to the end of this episode. Between episodes, I am going to farm the weapon that we're gonna get. I'm just gonna kill the Boulder Knights, and for when we start the next episode, I'm gonna have the Boulder Knight sword, and we're gonna have it upgraded to +5 so that we can continue, and we can use that for almost all of the rest of the playthrough. We're gonna use this this club a little bit more, but yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.